I told a business owner to replace his top 2 technicians with AI. He did it, and revenue went up 31% in 90 days. Now, before you click away saying that this is BS, give me 60 seconds. Here's the thing. What got replaced wasn't the actual physical labor. It's something no one in the industry is talking about. Hey, I'm Todd Friedman. I build AI systems for service-based businesses, whether you're in HVAC, plumbing, auto repair, collision, residential restoration, landscaping, you name it. If you send a truck, if you fix things with a wrench or a multimeter, this channel is for you. What I'm about to show you is possibly the most expensive revenue leak trade companies doing north of $1 million a year are dealing with right now. It's not missed calls. It's not slow follow-ups. It's not bad estimates. It's the one thing that your best technician has to do 30 times a day for free. And this right here is costing them and you 6 figures every single year. So let me paint a scenario for you here. Let's talk about a plumbing company. They do a little over $3 million, 12 trucks, purely residential operation. The owner had 2 top-level techs, 2 A players. We'll call them Mike and Dave. These are the guys that every single customer asked for when they called the company. They were that good. And they're the ones that every single junior technician below them wants to ride along with. Both Mike and Dave bill out at $185 an hour, and both of them clock around 50 hours a week. Crunch the numbers, should be a goldmine, right? It wasn't. So here's what the owner did. For 1 full week, he asked both of his senior techs, Mike and Dave, that every time someone from the team called either one of them with a question, to log it. Not the customers, not the crew, but more specifically, the apprentices and the junior techs, the mid-level techs, even the dispatcher and the office people sometimes. For 1 full week, Mike and Dave counted every single time someone underneath them called them with a question. And what came back broke the owner's brain. Mike, over a 5-day work week, got 147 interruption calls or text messages from his own team. Average call length was about 4 minutes. Some were 30 seconds, some were 20 minutes walking someone through a sewer line. That's roughly 10 hours a week of his billable time spent troubleshooting someone else's job. And Dave, he was even worse, 162. About 11 hours a week. Now, let's pause for a second and do the math. 10 hours times $185 an hour times 50 working weeks, that's $92,500 a year. That right there is what one senior technician is losing every year to, hey, got a minute? Hey, can you answer this question for me real quick? So across 2 senior level technicians, that's close to $200,000 a year. And here's the part that should sting the most. Every one of those interruptions also stops the junior and the apprentice tech for 4 to 20 minutes, sometimes longer, because they also have to wait for the senior tech to actually pick up their phone. So in actuality, you've got 2 trucks losing billable hours out of those 147 interruptions. Now look, I'm not saying your junior and your apprentice technicians are dumb. That's not what I'm saying here. To an extent, this is a product of what the trades are. Someone apprentices underneath a senior level technician to learn the business, to learn what needs to be done. This is how trades companies have always trained. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the senior guys, they carry the playbook in their head. And when the junior guys get hit with something they've never seen before, their first instinct is to pick up the phone and get walked through it. It works. It's how everyone learns. That's just a reality of working in the trades. When I was a technician fixing vehicles, if I ran across something for the first time that I didn't know how to do, I went straight to the senior master technician. If I had a bolt that broke and I didn't know how to properly drill it out, I went straight to the senior master technician. That's just what you do. But here's the trade-off nobody calculates. Guys like Mike and Dave are the company's most expensive and profitable employees. And yet they're spending 20% of their day doing tech support for $25 an hour technicians instead of running those high margin jobs that they're built against. That right there is not a senior technician problem. That's a systems problem. So how do you fix this? Well, first and foremost, you don't fix it overnight. It will take several weeks, but here's what you do. It's about training an AI assistant on the company's repair playbook. Every SOP, every R&R procedure, every troubleshooting and diagnostic tree. Take all of the job notes from Mike and Dave's last 18 months worth of work, using it as training data. Photos of common installs, notes and information about common failures, common code situations throughout different regions, even the little ins and outs and quirks that come from being on the job for decades. The trained AI now fully knows and understands how your senior level technicians think because it learned directly from them. So now, when an apprentice or a junior level tech is on a job and hits a snag, instead of calling Mike or Dave, they simply open up an app on their phone and they start typing the issue. Low pressure on high side only, recirc line. Home was built in the 1990s. What would Mike check first? 2021 Ford Explorer, P0442, small evap leak, code detected. Smoke tested vehicle, could not see leak. The AI then responds within several seconds with the exact troubleshooting workflow that Mike or Dave would walk through. If the apprentice still needs human help after they've gone through the entire diagnostic workflow, the AI flags it as an escalation, and then it goes to Mike or Dave. But now, that only happens about 18% of the time instead of 82% of the time. Now, Mike's interruptions go from 147 a week down to 26. Dave's goes from 162 to 131. Each of those senior level master technicians gets about 9 to 10 hours a week of their time back. That's 19 to 20 additional billable hours every single week back on the books. And at $185 an hour, as we were talking about in this example, that's over $3,500 a week, or about $182,000 a year. But here's the secondary benefit of all this that no one else talks about. The apprentices and the junior techs, they get faster, they get better. Because instead of waiting on hold for one of the senior techs who are already mid-install on their own job, they got an answer within several seconds. So their billable hours go up, their callback rate goes way down because the AI was able to give them a more thorough walkthrough than Mike, who's in the middle of a job at the time. So the senior techs get their day back, the junior techs and apprentice techs get faster and more knowledgeable quicker, and customer satisfaction goes up. Now, before we talk about any objections to this, I want to give you something. It's called the Senior Tech Interruption Audit. You put in your top tech's hourly rate, a rough guess of how many quick questions they get every day, and how long those quick questions typically run. And it tells you exactly how much that's costing you every single year. Run it for yourself. I bet you find the number somewhere between 60 to 150,000 per senior level technician. It's completely free. The link is in the description below. Now, some of you might say, hey, my senior guys, they like to be the go-to. They like to be looked at as the expert. More often than not, they like being respected. But what they don't like is having to be interrupted 30 times a day while they're trying to braze a copper pipe, or get interrupted 10 times an hour while they're trying to do a timing chain on an engine. This right here helps your senior people finally be able to finish the job in the right amount of time. Well, hey, what happens if the AI gives my apprentice the wrong answer and we get a callback? We set up guardrails. So anytime the AI is not 100% confident in its answer, it escalates. That's how it's built. Apprentices still talk to the senior level technicians when they need to. They just don't have to talk to them about how do you fix a leaking pipe for the 14th time. The conversations are about actual edge cases, and that's where judgment matters the most. Or my favorite one, this just sounds expensive. You know what else is expensive? Having your senior level techs bleed 10 hours of billable work every single week because they have to help the apprentices with, hey, got a quick question? And if that bleed is costing you $3,500 a week, trust me, this is far less expensive. So as we wrap up, 3 things to do right now. 1, download the Senior Tech Interruption Audit right now. Links in the description. Run it on your top techs. See the numbers for yourself. 2, if the number from the audit is bigger than you can stomach, there's a link below in the description. Go ahead and set up a call with us. We build these systems specifically for the trades. We train it on your playbook, your SOPs, your R&R procedures, your diagnostic trees. Your guys stay, the leak goes away. And 3, as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Every week, I expose one specific revenue leak from service businesses and show you the exact AI that fixes it. No theory, no fluff, real systems, real results. Your top guys aren't the bottleneck. What you're making them do besides their actual job, that's the bottleneck. I'll catch you on the next one.